Morning, Suzanne. How are you?
I'm fine, thanks. How are you?
I'm absolutely brilliant, thank you.
Good.
Suzanne, welcome to the Business Spotlight. Thanks very much for taking the time to chat with me today. Could you tell me a little about yourself, your background and the business, please?
Well, indeed, yes. Well, I'm Suzanne Livingstone. I'm Managing Director of Ireland's Homes, Interiors and Living magazine. We have four publications. There's the monthly Ireland's Homes. We also have a kitchen guide, which is out four times a year. And then we have two business publications, kitchen trade guide and bathroom trade guide. Off the back of that, we do a couple of awards ceremonies, bathroom and kitchen. We've been going now 30 years, and I pretty much here from the start. Second issue, I started with Mike, albeit not what I thought I was going to be doing. I didn't see myself still here 30 years later. It was a wee part-time job once the kids had gone to school, and it's pretty much evolved into what it is today. So that's a
And
snapshot.
so you say you didn't, yeah, well, you didn't envisage yourself being here for that long. So what is it? What's kept you there? What, 30 years? That's a terrific achievement for the business. So what is it what's the magic that keeps you there?
I don't know. I'm still trying to figure that out. Because whenever Mike approached me, I was looking for a part-time job. As I say, the kids had gone, just started school. I thought, look for something part-time in Bangor. I was told I was never going to find anything part-time in Bangor. And Mike contacted me and he was looking for somebody basically to come in. He had only just launched the first issue, looking for somebody to come into the office, help do a bit of research, answer the phones, general sort of day-to-day stuff. Within a few weeks, that was apparent that that's not how that was going to work. There was Mike and myself. There were a few freelancers doing everything else. And within a matter of weeks, then I was starting to basically do the invoice and basically starting off the business. Really, the business was being started from scratch. And I was, I suppose, foolishly then not realizing I was creating a role for myself, which has evolved as the business has grown. My role and responsibility has grown. Um, and that's where I think the years just have gone by. It's been exciting starting magazines, starting the first issue, then as the demand through Ireland. We were originally Northern Ireland Homes Interiors, then demand from the south, we changed it to Ireland's Homes Interiors, and then further down the line, that's then we sort of there was a demand and we saw a gap in the market for a specialist kitchen magazine. So it's sort of there's been lots of goals we've been heading towards and creating, and time just keeps going and going, and then before you know it, somebody says, "There you go," 30 years later, and you're still here. So yeah, it's a surprise, as much a surprise to me, I suppose, as a lot of people.
And how long have you been MD for?
Um, this the last couple of years. Well, yeah, this is the end of our second year. Mike, he was a sole trader and he passed away in October 21. Mike's wife took over the business and then we transformed into a limited company, which then meant myself and Robert Ash are both our joint MDs, and we run the business now. Obviously not having Mike at the helm is, it's a big loss to us, but we try to sort of carry forward his dream. It was his baby, and we just feel that we're just continued it on his legacy. So that's basically that's where the MD has come from. Prior to that, I did pretty much. My role hasn't changed. I do everything now than I did before. It's the title really is the only thing that has changed. Uh, as I say, I evolved into running everything business wise for Mike through all the publications. So
What would you say has been your biggest lesson along the way?
um stop saying yes. Stop saying I'll do things. I don't know, really, it's hard to say. It is one of those things. Publishing is a strange business. Um I'm really not sure if there was a lesson anywhere. It's not something I ever see myself being involved in. I suppose telling myself that I can't do things. Um, I've come across a lot of obstacles and figured out that I can actually do that. Just try it, ask for help and try it. So I suppose that's probably the only lesson.
And what have you learned about yourself? in business over the last 30 years?
That I can achieve a lot more than I thought I ever could. Um, Again, I never see myself in a leadership role in that respect. I like to sort of work in the background and keep things going and get the work done. I don't like to be out, out there, but sometimes you have to be. But yes, I think just the fact that I can do things that I can the challenges I can overcome them and get there. So
And who's been your biggest influence or influencers along the way?
um, I suppose. I suppose really Mike would be the answer to that. But from his passion, seeing what he started, the passion he had to start it, and like leading up to getting the first magazine published, he done it all himself. He was out there, went through, went round everybody, knocked doors. The passion that he had, and even the passion going forward, right up until he passed away, he still had the same passion for the publication. So I think I've sort of I followed behind him in that respect that when I see the passion that he had to produce a product of our standard, I sort of feel that that would be my influence in that respect. So
And what, even after 30 years, my goodness, what is it that gets you springing out of bed and drives your passion for the business today?
apart from the alarm clock, um, I don't know. I suppose still because we have so much going on, we have so many deadlines. There's always something. There's never 2 days the same here. We're always, looking ahead. We have plans for the future. Just I think just there obviously there's days when I get up and I think, oh, don't want to go to work, like everybody does. But there's still that sort of passion here within in the team. The team are passionate. We are very proud of what we produce. We're very passionate about making sure that it is a good product, and we are like the leading magazines in the market. We're the top selling local interest magazine in the whole of Ireland. We have been for a very long time. And we just we love what we do. Maybe not every day, but we do enjoy it, and it's a nice place to work. It's a good crowd of people, a good team. So that always is helpful when you like the people that you work with. I think that's a plus.
What about in the unlikely event you were stuck on a desert island and you could listen to a podcast or read a book, what would you choose?
I'm actually not surprisingly, I'm not a fan of reading. I don't really read a lot. I find if I do sit down to read, my mind wanders off somewhere. I would listen to music more. So if I was stuck on a desert island, I would like to have music with me. Um, Possibly, well, my favorite music would be Doctor Hook and or very modern country. So it's a bit of a uh, obscure type of music, but that's that's what I enjoy listening to. So if I was stuck on a desert island, I would really like to have music with me, and that would keep me happy.
And tell me about the biggest challenge that you're currently facing in your business?
Probably the biggest challenge is shelf space. A lot of the big multis have reduced the amount of shelves. If you go into a shop now, like their magazine racks used to fill a wall, and we would have had maybe six, nine facings in some of the big stores.
Mhm.
They have done away with a lot of that. They've reduced down their sizes. So you have to really fight to get your publication into them. They change their planograms all the time. So you're constantly fighting against everybody, all of the other magazines. There's not a huge amount of home interest magazines out there anymore, certainly not local, but they don't, a lot of the planograms are actually um, organized from the UK mainland. So they don't really understand our market here the same. So you
Mhm.
do have to really struggle to get, you may have the best product, but getting it into the publications or into the shops is probably the hardest job that we have at the moment, which is not great.
And what do you, in terms of looking ahead to next year? Yeah, we're nearly in 2025 as we speak today. What do you think is the key to getting the magazine on more coffee tables and into more houses, etc., for next year?
I don't know. We just keep doing what we're doing. You just have to keep working with the different organisations, pleading your case, showing them, getting them to look at the history of the sales, understanding the magazine, understanding what the public want. So it's just being out there and being ahead of the game, really. If you hear of something that's going on, working closely with the wholesalers and making sure that we know what's going on, really.
And if you could invite any three people, alive or dead, to a dinner party, who would you have?
That's quite a hard one. I think top of my list would be Michelle Obama. I'm a big fan of hers. I think she's a really interesting person. Um, and Neil Armstrong, another quite a random one, but I'm fascinated about the moon landings and stuff. So I would love to hear sort of like his story. And then just for a bit of light entertainment, Dennis Courier, who's the lead singer of Doctor Hook. So that would be my three. That's who I would really like to have at a dinner party.
Very good. And what
Yeah.
about if you could go back in time and give some advice? And I'm sure it wasn't that long ago, but if you could give some advice to your 18-year-old self, what would that be?
Don't go into publishing. Um, no, probably again, just to tell myself to believe in myself, put yourself out there. Don't be afraid to say yes, but also don't be afraid to say no. And face the challenges that head on, and you'll succeed. So that's that was a few years ago, mind you.
That's okay. That's okay.
Mm.
And look, let's fast forward 5 years. Instead of looking back, let's look forward 5 years' time. So what does publishing look like in 5 years' time? What does the business look like in 5 years' time?
Well, we obviously very much plan to still be the top selling magazine on the shelves. We are also moving into podcasts ourselves. We have a few on our YouTube channel, which is, all new to us as well. Uh, there's a few other things that we have in the pipeline, which I don't really want to evolve, say too much, but we're constantly evolving, changing. Maybe more possibly exhibitions. We don't know. There's a few things out there, a few other bits and pieces that we're looking at. So we certainly have plans for the next lot of years. Um, Again, getting the staff in, getting the right staff is an issue. Again, to make sure you have the right staff behind you. Uh, you need that support. But yeah, we do fully anticipate to still be here in 5 years, be the top selling uh, home interest magazine, with a few other bits and pieces as well.
Brilliant. And if somebody would like to reach out, get in touch with either you or the team, what would be the best way for them to go about that?
Um, well, all our details are in the magazine, but we have a website, it's ihil.net, um, or from the office, email any of us. We're always open to. We're also on LinkedIn as well, which I don't check as often as I should. But yes, certainly all our details are in the magazine and online on our website. So
Brilliant. Well, Suzanne Livingstone from Ireland's Home and Interiors, and amongst other publications, thanks very much for taking the time to chat with me today. I'm going to wish you a Merry Christmas anyway. Now we're nearly there.
very
And
brilliant.
I wish you all the success for 2025 and beyond. Suzanne, thanks very much indeed.
Thank you very much, and Happy New Year to yourself.
Thank you.